Kyle Busch started this race below the cut line, and we know that they're going to try to gain as many points as they can.
Keselowski to the third groove. He's got a good run here. Cars are trying to jump in front of him, though. He's going to kind of stall out his teammate. Buescher's lost a little momentum on the top here. They had the run. They went up there. Cars jumped in front of them, took their momentum away. Now Brad trying to get down in front of the 10 of Almirola. Brad's just way too far out front now. No help behind him.
See Larson sitting there on that inside. Oh, Blaney almost got pushed around by William Byron.
Pit road is closed. 2 laps to go in the stage. Cindric and Stenhouse Jr. continue to fight for the lead up front here at Talladega.
4 cars right here in front of them. Going to go a lap down. They're really slow as this track runs up on them. Luckily going to the top of the racetrack, giving them plenty of room on the bottom.
And B.J. McLeod just all the way to the top of the track. Smart move. Now they're catching Carson Hosa for Marty.
Marty.
Rick, we saw Chase Briscoe up in the middle of all this earlier, but they did not get it full on the first stop of the day. He had to pit just a moment ago, and they also are concerned with the 14 car. He might have a fuel pickup issue. He's in 34th.
Austin Cindric has car linked. Here comes the 12. Ryan Blaney. And Blaney needs the points. Austin Cindric falling back in the middle.
8 car Busch is in the wall.
Contact made. The one of Ross Chastain goes around. He tags the wall. There was contact made between the 8 and the 1. And Ryan Blaney, under caution, is going to win stage 1 here at Talladega.
Huge issue for Chastain. No stage points and a torn up race car. This could be the end of the day for him.
There's the end of the stage. Ryan Blaney gets the win in stage 1, which is 10 stage points. It was Chastain that got into the side of the 8 of Busch. Take a look at this. Busch up into the wall there as he was pushing the 47. Then Chastain gets into the side of him, and into the wall he goes. That contact with the 8 sends the 1 into the wall. The caution comes out just before the end of stage 1. Playoff drivers involved.
The grandfather clock is counting down to more than just a winner.
Drama is building.
It's the final chance for a driver to make it to the championship 4. And for a fan to catch all the drama.
Chastain gives it right back to Hamlin in turn 2.
At the short track in NASCAR.
Chastain's in a video game.
It all comes down to Martinsville. And the whole family's invited.
Hell yeah. Let's go get us a championship.
Get your tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com.
Digital tools so impressive, Roval 400 fans just can't stop banking.
Golfers, swing into Roger Dunn Golf Shops for all the hottest new fall arrivals from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist. Come by and test drive the new TaylorMade P790 irons, the new Callaway Apex Pro iron sets, and the new Titleist T-Series irons. While you're there, get a free custom fitting on the new arrivals and more. Roger Dunn Golf Shops is your headquarters for all the latest golf gear from all the top manufacturers. Roger Dunn Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at RogerDunnGolfShops.com.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going. You may not be brothers and sisters, but if tough were a gene, you would be.
Carl's Jr. is spicing up the all-day 2 for $5 deal savings. Try a new spicy little cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, cheeseburger, or French toast dips, and more. Pick any two all day, $5.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR is brought to you by Sonic. Sonic. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Chewy. Stop at Chewy for everyday great prices on pet essentials. Let's take another look and listen in to what happened with the 47 here in front of Kyle Busch.
Starts to stumble. You see the hand out the window. Look, we're hearing it on the radio that the 47 ran out of gas. So, I mean, he was only on pit road for 4.7 seconds. Gas only stopped. They must not have got enough in. That makes sense of why he's dropping back so far. The car's still running on idle around at slow speed, but at wide open throttle at full fuel demand, you need a lot of fuel pressure. 47 runs out and causes the first big wreck.
Ryan Blaney's on pit road, Steve, and he wants 4 fresh Goodyear tires and fuel. Also, William Byron wants that too. Byron wants to know where the energy is while it's going in his gas tank, as well as he wants that information, Kim.
No major complaints from teammates Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott on the bottom of your screen. Cliff Daniels telling Kyle exactly what happened to the other playoff cars, giving a bigger picture. 4-tire Sunoco fuel for both of those teammates. Marty.
Kim, I can confirm what Steve just reported. Stenhouse came on after that incident in the 47 car and said the car did stumble on him, but he is out there right now. The other situation is Christopher Bell, playoff driver. They have pretty significant right front damage on the 20 car for Christopher Bell. They're trying to get that fixed up, but they are on the clock, the DVP clock for Christopher Bell and his race team to get those repairs done.
So another playoff driver caught up and damaged for Christopher Bell.
It's a good day to start something new. To brush away gray in 5 easy minutes. To put yourself out there and always put your best face forward. Just for men, mustache, and beard.
There's DNA, then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD, with the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory.
When the world of business is constantly changing, you need to stay ahead. So what about AI to generate new possibilities? Machine learning to predict what customers will like. Or expand your business by forecasting delivery routes with real-time data. With the most experience in the cloud, imagine how AWS can transform your business.
How'd you spend the off-season?
The off-season? Little Caesars taste so good.
It tastes even better with my best friends.
3 best friends eating pizza all the time, having fun. Pizza pals for life.
The off-season? Just hit the weights.
Try the new 4-quarter calzone from Little Caesars for $8.99. It's officially delicious.
Pizza.
This tiny payment thing is a giant pain.
Hi, ladies. Alex from US Bank. Can she help? How about a comprehensive point-of-sale system?
They can track inventory, manage schedules,
And customize orders? That's what US Bank Business Essentials is for.
What about a new oven? Can US Bank help us there?
We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes.
That would be a big help. Huge.
Jumbo. Ginormous.
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what US Bank is for. We'll get there together.
need to try it first.
Stage 1 is complete of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Yellawood 500 from Talladega Super Speedway. Today's race entitlement sponsor, Yellawood brand pressure-treated pine, introduces their Yellawood 500 promo car. This year's winning design was voted on by NASCAR fans everywhere and can be seen all around the track. And at the Yellawood Pit Road Club, it gets fans up close and personal to the action from the best view in the house right on pit road. That is one good-looking car. Drivers, take us through this wreck again at the end of stage 1.
Well, you can see the end of stage 1 is coming, so everybody's getting aggressive. Chastain jumped to the outside line trying to get some stage points. 47 runs out of gas. Busch is pushing him, and then they just all run out of room. You know, you just don't anticipate the 47 slowing down at that rate. Just think about that happening.
Also think about the choice Chastain makes going down the back straightaway to not stay in the middle line. He saw an opportunity. He thought it was a great chance to maybe steal a few points or drive his way into that top 10. So he makes that decision mid straightaway, sees that outside line forming. He's going to jump up there thinking this is the right thing to do.
And then Christopher Bell, you see him right there. Chastain comes back across the racetrack. Big impact on that 20 car. They've been on pit road working on it. Riding along again, listen.
Hit your fuel switch if you need. H with you, boost. Yeah, H with you.
You saw Ricky put his hand out the window.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason he did that is he's like, man, I got a problem. Like, I can't, it's nothing I can do. He's just trying. It's almost like a brake light. You know, it's like hand out the window. Hey, man, you see I'm having a problem. There's no way I can get out of your way. Dave.
Ross Chastain's walked from the care center. What's the level of frustration? Because you were making an outside move that was going to be a positive, and then that all happened.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes, Dave. Nothing personal with it. I don't take any of this personal here. You know, could have stayed bottom a few laps earlier probably and been safer. Just kind of had a couple cars land in my lap there, and I went for the gap. I mean, obviously I wish I would have lifted now, but study that and be better next time.
And you face the Roval next week. How's that going to go?
Lefts and rights, and living my dream. So whatever you know, whatever our team whatever we bring next week, we'll put our best foot forward. And yeah, as long as I'm getting to drive these rocket ships that Trackhouse brings me, living my dream, and we'll keep fighting.
Marty?
Dave, back to the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. situation. A lot happened very quickly. He unpacked it for crew chief Mike Kelly. He said he ran out of fuel. He went for the reserve switch, but Steve, when he flipped it, the car stumbled even more once that happened, and that's really what kind of started that whole wreck.
It's interesting, Rick. For sure, the 47 had some sort of fueling issue, and in the end, it stacked them all up.
10 stage points for Ryan Blaney. Larson also leading him, got 8 as stage 2 is now underway. Blaney up front with the 9 of Chase Elliott on the outside, a big fan favorite here at Talladega. Blaney getting a big push from William Byron in the 24, that throwback paint scheme.
We'll keep an eye on that 8 car and see how Kyle Busch performs after the slight contact with the outside wall. I hope or think he'll be okay. Missed opportunity for stage points for that team, but stage 2 is another chance to go up there and try to find those points they need to climb back into the points race.
300 Motorsports cars right in a row on that outside line with Elliott, Larson, and Bowman. We'll see if those 3 working together can get one of the cars out front.
Chase Elliott racing for the Owners Points Championship. Is the 9 car still involved in that? The 5 car and the 24 as well. Racing for the Drivers' Championship. Looking really good currently as you look at the points on the bottom left. The 48, he's just out there to help anybody he can. Help any of these guys try to achieve what they want to achieve today.
And Junior, his agenda could also be to get them to victory lane as well. That's a goal of Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. They've got streaks going where they have won races for quite a few years.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the 48's probably been given some instructions on some of the things he needs to pay attention to and when to help and when it's important for him to help his teammates. But certainly they can get that team to victory lane. It's been a tough year for Bowman and that 48 crew all year long. Bowman missed several races with a back injury. A win today would be a big deal, building momentum for them going into next year.
Marty, what about the 48?
Well, it's funny. I talked to Blake Harris about this exact situation today. The crew chief for Alex Bowman, who sits third in line on the outside. I said, how much of your job today is to push the 5 who's right in front of him right now, and how much of your is to take care of you? And Junior, he pointed out exactly what you mentioned. It's been a terrible year for our team. We want to win. We know what the company needs, and that's to get to Kyle Larson to the next round, but we want to win on the 48 team.
Kyle Larson getting those stage points early in round 1 sort of helped open up that opportunity for the 48 of Bowman, and that's something that you hope happens if you're Alex Bowman. This 5 car getting stage points in stage 1 and stage 2 does open up your opportunity to race at the end of this race.
2 distinct lines now as the field working their way down the backstretch here at Talladega. Blaney with William Byron behind him, and then the Penske teammate, the 22 of Joey Logano, third on that inside line.
Big side draft there by the 9 car. He moved on to the right rear quarter panel of the 12, then immediately turned right to get away from him, hoping to get a push from his teammate Larson. Gained a little bit of ground on the 12 car, but here comes the 12 fighting back. Talking about stage points, there's only 2 playoff guys that got stage points, Blaney and Larson, and both very valuable points to them after their issues last week.
Marty, what about another guy who needed stage points, Martin Truex Jr.?
Yeah, Rick, you got to go all the way back to find all the Toyotas, Martin Truex Jr. and several Toyotas in the back. So what does Truex think about the race so far for the Toyota camp? Listen in.
I don't know what's going on with our cars, but we're damn sure keep it going when we're together. Our cars are lined up in the 3rd lane. We go backward, no matter who's in front or what's going on so far.
So, Jeff, if you have that knowledge and you're a driver like Martin Truex Jr., how do you change the game plan in the middle of the race here to find other people to work with?
Well, I think what I heard there is the 3rd lane. I think that they're okay. It's just they haven't been able to make the 3rd lane work. But I don't know that anyone has consistently been able to make the 3rd lane work. So I'm not questioning who I'm running with or even my car, but I am being cautious to be the team that jumps out and trying to make the 3rd lane turn into something that so far it hasn't.
Remember in the beginning of this race, I mean the beginning of stage 1, we saw that 3rd lane get all the way up there. They were 3 wide racing for the lead, and then for some reason that 3rd lane just fell off completely.
Yeah, if it loses momentum, it's hard for that 3rd lane to get going again. Big push from the 5 there, getting the 9 car of Elliott back out in front and back clear. Now they could come down the racetrack. Let's see if they do that. Yep, the 5 does that first. Larson goes down first and says, all right, I'm okay to go this bottom groove if you are, Chase. And so Chase takes him down there, and they're both now in that bottom lane. Let's pay attention to what the 12 team's talking about.
9, outside 48. 48, 2, 4, 10, 41. This is outside. 1 back 24, then 1 off. Half and half out back, half in front. Half in front. Still half in front. All 2 by 2 here. Half in front, half out back.
Very limited information, not a ton of talking. And to y'all's point earlier, they talked about this. This is exactly the amount of information that Blaney wants and needs. A lot more chatter on some other radios, but some radios, very minimal chatter. There's not a lot happening right here. 2 by 2, there's not a 3rd lane coming. There's not a lot of movement or anything really aggressive happening around, so keep that information to a minimal for the 12. And plus, I think, too, with the new digital mirrors, the drivers actually can see a ton more than they could in previous years. So maybe that changes what the spotter's telling the driver and what the driver needs to hear.
And this part of the track right here, this is when the cars are coming directly at the spotter. So it's very difficult to give them perspective as to who is beside them and how far they are.
And so the 9 car and the 5 choosing the bottom, running that a few laps. This outside line's now drove up beside them and going by with their teammate, Alex Bowman, out in front. Now he dives in front. It's all Hendrick, 1, 2, 3 on that inside line with the 24 Byron back in the 5th position on the inside line, Dave.
And Junior, they want him to maybe go up. They said get up there if you can because they don't want to lose any more rows to that high side right now.
I think now they've all chose that bottom, and they're just going to continue to let that top line go by. So now Cindric out there with the 4 car of Harvick, the 10, the 41, Stewart-Haas Racing pushing this Penske forward. I expect them to make ground and be able to take over the lead here over the Hendrick cars on the inside line.
Now it's manufacturers working together. Ford's on the outside, Chevy's on the inside. Bowman and Cindric up front.
The Porsche 963. Technically, it was born in Germany, but it was made in France, 1970. Shaped in the corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Raised in the bus stop at Daytona. Made in the 23rd hour of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Defined in the epic comebacks and christened in the mythical moments. So yeah, like every Porsche race car, the 963 was born in Germany. But where you're born is only the start.
The future is threatened.
Sending coordinates now.
By enemies often unseen. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant. Marines.
Oh, I'll be gone.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm protecting my car.
That's too much work. WeatherTech is so much easier. Laser measured floor liners up here, seat protector and cargo liner back there.
Nice.
Out here, side window deflectors and mud flaps and the bump step to keep the bumper dent free.
Cool.
It's the best protection for your vehicle, new or pre-owned.
Great. But where do I
order? WeatherTech.com.
You're lucky. Watching live sports never used to be this easy. Running up and down that field looks tough.
It's a pitch.
Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Sundays are for NASCAR and football, and Bud Light's making Sundays easier to enjoy by giving away NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Scan the QR code on your screen to enter. It's still a battle of Chevys and Fords up front as Chevrolets take up the top 3 spots on the inside line, then Ford's on the outside, and it's Cindric that's leading that outside line, Bowman on the inside line. Marty.
Rick, still cleaning up from what happened in that last accident. Christopher Bell, playoff driver, is outside the top 20. There's the repair on the right front of the front bumper for Christopher Bell. I talked to Adam Stevens, his crew chief, moments ago. He said, listen, in the draft, we should be fine, but I would really rather him not push cars until the end of the race, and only if he has to. So, Junior, how about taking that away from Christopher Bell's playbook for the rest of the race? How will that handicap him today?
Yeah, and I think the reason why he doesn't want him to push is because of that tape. If he's aggressive pushing now, it's going to smear, rip that tape apart, and what's left and remaining on the bumper is that goo, and that will grip the car in front of him and steer and possibly spin the car that he's trying to push with that repair on the front end. So you want to wait till the very end and only push when necessary. I think that he's okay. It's just he's going to be limited on what he can do and how aggressive he can be, but still be able to work his way through the field if he can do some smart things on the racetrack. It's just not going to have all the tools in the toolbox today.
Even after the pit road penalty, Eric Jones running up front here in that 43, having a good day. 3 distinct lines. We had mentioned that earlier the Toyotas were talking about not making that third line work for them, but it is working right now for the 43 of Eric Jones, the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on that outside.
Yeah, Eric Jones went a lap down and got it back, and now he's drove this car back up into the lead or toward the lead. Think about what this team's done in the last 5 weeks.